Salutations, butt sniffers, once again. Today here I'm going to be talking about my very own personal waifu ratings, the only numbers that matter in the world of weebs. If you're familiar with ProZD, you've probably seen his waifu ratings videos. And waifu rating videos are generally just a popular thing across YouTube, so you've probably seen, some of those. This is sort of going to be, I guess, my own, special parody version of those. Now, I feel that a lot of, important anime characters get left out in those videos. The people, they try to discredit them, whether they're anime or not. And I feel like anime is all in the eye of the beholder. It all depends on how you look at things, like that old pizza that's sitting in the corner of your room. It could be anime. Your pet dog, your little sister, your own hand at night, they could all be anime. See, some people like to see life glass half empty or glass half full, but I see a glass with a giant pair of anime titties inside of it. And anyone that wants to try to disagree with me on these anime ratings I'm going to be discussing here today should know that I have a certified anime species identification license. It allows me to classify anything I see fit as anime. So if I say it's anime, it's anime. Sorry, guys. First up on deck, we've got Mia from Monster Musume, submitted by Miyazaki. You should all know that I'm a big Monster Musume trash fan, and Mia, she wasn't particularly my favorite, but she's a bit too obsessive, and sinks kind of freak me out. But she does got an ass coming out of the butt, and in the show we see her being very protective of the MC, and so she's a quality booty guard. But overall, 2.75 out of 5. Oh, and DM me which Monster Musume character you think is the best fuck. Next, submitted by Skittle Kitty, is Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy. Ed, Edd n Eddy was a just absolute favorite cartoon of mine growing up. I always really enjoyed Plank in the episodes. Plank, he's always just smiling, though. You never see him with any other facial expression. He's consistent, it shows he's very optimistic. He's not all about the mood swings. He's just always smiling. My wood is a little paranoid about, potential splinter side effects. Overall, though, Plank, he makes me stiff as a board. 4 out of 5. Now we've got Aunt Jemima, submitted by Drake. I get the sense from the French toast packaging that Aunt Jemima is a sweet, mature, caring person. And I've been eating her stuff for over years. She might be a little too old for me, but I'm a big fan of sweets, and we all know syrup goes on the French toast, and so I think I would just love to just bathe with her in a hot steaming pile of syrup and then just have her eat French toast off my chest. Aunt Jemima, 4 out of 5. Fuck you, Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima, why? Why won't you look me in the eyes anymore? Mr. Mime from Pokemon, submitted by Barack Obama. Now this man is thick. Very quality thighs. If we zoom in very closely, we can see some really detailed curves. The original Pokemon series, it really put Mr. Mime on a high waifu tier for me. He's always cleaning, very tidy, helpful. You just always see him doing nice chores. He's also got the approval of Ash's mom, who is a woman I highly respect. But, he is a psychic type, so if I, got sick of the relationship and I, suddenly decided I wanted to two-time him with another Pokemon, he might, see right through my shit. And other downside might be he looks very fragile in bed, While he's got the booty, the legs, they're very fragile looking. But still, I give Mr. Mime a 4.5 out of 5. Obama, you've got some great tastes. Now, the My Leg Fish from SpongeBob, submitted by Homera Did Nothing Wrong, 666-420-42-1337. As far as humor goes, I was always a big fan of this guy, but there's not really a lot to go on for him. He does not get a lot of screen appearances, so there's no real instances that we get to see this guy in a kinky traditional anime outfit. Based on what we know, and I feel like when we would become an old couple, it would just be like a nightmare because, imagine all the body problems I would be having to helping him with by at that point. Yeah. He's just too mysterious, very fishy. 1.5 out of 5. My mother, she submitted Clip It from Microsoft Word. He's cute. He can be quite annoying though, and he's always invading your personal space. I honestly think he would be like one of those yandere stalker types. Looks like he's got some anorexia issues, which, that's not cool. I'm imagining nights out where I want to get a cold one with the boys, and, he's just sitting there in the background, ready to pierce right through me. This guy gives me an idea for a Microsoft Word assistant dating sim game, though. Clip It, 2 out of 5. My Right Hand from Real Life, submitted by my right hand himself. Me and my right hand, we go way back, so I have a lot of sentimental attachment towards him. He's got a nice, firm grasp. He holds me tight at night. I always rest easy because of him. He's loyal, obviously, because he never leaves my side. Downsides being that he sometimes gets into feuds with my left hand, but he also has crippling depression. I gotta hand it to him. I give him a 6 out of 5. As you can see, I had no say in this matter. Skitty from Pokemon, submitted by Whale Lord. 5 out of 5, straight up, as a pet. If you're thinking this is why my cat hates you, I can explain. Fun Pokemon fact, you can actually breed Skitty with a Whale Lord in the Pokemon games. And tell me, where are you ever going to find a better looking pussy on a whale like that? Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony, submitted by Mr. Hands. Twilight, she's smart, she's sparkly, but let's be real, guys, she's a fucking literal horse. And, that's not my thing. No, there's not a single horse that I would ever fuck. Don't even try it, kids. Shrek from, Shrek, submitted by ProZD. I like a waifu with a lot of layers, and we know all ogres are packing him in them layers. He's kind of cute. There's definitely the benefits of him being massively loaded. That's backed up by, just look at his swamp. This dude's racking in the cash money. He's basically a sugar daddy. In this instance, he's probably more of like an onion daddy. Feel like the makeout sessions might be a little awkward, all the bad onion breath. But he's got a fantastic ass. So I still give him a 4.5 out of 5. Misty from Pokemon, submitted by Moist Splasher 69. Out of all the millions of submissions that I received for this video, I figured I should take at least one of the more, traditional waifu characters. And I know this character is a bit young, but keep in mind this is all hypothetical. As I've wanted Misty since I was like 9 years old, back when the Pokemon series first came out in 1954. And you see Ash, and ever since then he still gets to crush on Misty, and he never has to age. So with this instance, why can't I never age? Overall, I think Misty would be a great waifu. She's a water trainer, so the weather the better, 5 out of 5, easy. Chris Chan from the internet, submitted by Sonic Bitch Boy 69. I've been an avid, dedicated fan of his Sonichu comics since I was in the womb. He's really husky, he's quirky. I think we'd be able to spend some quality time with some Sonic All-Star Racing. Because with Sonic, I feel like I can get a relationship that goes fast. I like that. Dick done quick, Sonic speed and all that bullshit. He can rock my ass with a Sonichu boom. 5 out of 5 for Chris Chan. Jeff Kaplan suggests Torbjorn from Overwatch. He builds turrets, so he seems like a very handy dude. He's short and all, so easy access blowjobs. I imagine he's very great at tinkering. He's not currently very popular in the Overwatch competitive meta right now, and that actually affects how turned I get on by an Overwatch character. But he still has some good traits, so 3.25 out of 5. Jimmy Neutron's dad from Jimmy Neutron, suggested by Dan Salvato. It's been a long time since I've seen this show, but I do remember his dad being quite the odd fellow. The in-depth Jimmy Neutron Wikia page says he was a dedicated lawn duck collector. Kind of strange, but I can understand that. I'm into collecting some strange things too. So we can maybe have each other help each other out with our hobbies. I enjoy collecting screenshots of salty replies every time I insult someone's waifu. But Jimmy Neutron's dad, 3 out of 5. John Madden wants me to rate Ball from the game of football. He's got a curvy body. In terms of balls, I'm more of a baseball fan though. Would I still be allowed to kick him around, since he's like it's football as a waifu, or is that like a domestic abuse charge? You know what? If there's grass on the field, play ball. 3.5 out of 5. Last but not least, the Wendy's Girls, submitted by PETA. I had to include some dank memes in here for you guys. I know how you guys work. I can read through you guys like a third grade textbook, let's be real. Wendy, she's a straight and quick 5 out of 5. She's cute, she's witty, she's a straight up savage. You've seen her Twitter posts. She doesn't tolerate bullshit. And I feel like I'd have a good chance with her because, like she's Wendy. And then like I could be Arby's because I've got the meats. And Wendy, I would love her well done. And those were my top anime waifu ratings. If you disagreed with anything, well, fuck you. Alternatively, you can hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and because if you're salty enough, I'll bump up your favorite waifu 1 star. And if you also hit that like button, I'll move your status of being a tool up to an even bigger one. I spent over 10 years formatting this list, composed of international, in-depth anime studies that span all the way from my mother's basement all the way to conventions in the middle of like the Sahara Desert. I'd like to say my weeb knowledge is like I'm literally the walking embodiment of the entire My Anime List database. So hope you enjoyed this start to my beautiful career. Send me millions at my Instagram account, Crunchyroll Spokesman 69. Peace out, butt sniffers. This syrup's gonna be a fucking pain in the ass to clean up. Fuck.